Hey, what's up, Capricorn? Welcome back to another timeless general tarot reading. So you know the drill, 139, core energy, supporting energy, and clarifiers. So without any further ado, allow me to find your core energy for this reading. Alright, so pretty quick, actually, for you, we have the Two of Wands in reverse. So, definitely a little bit of complacency, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of stagnance, maybe failing to see a path forward, failing to have enthusiasm about your outlook for the future, more or less. So let's see what kind of clarifiers we've got here. Lovers in reverse, wow. So yeah, sorry that it's going this direction, but Two of Wands sort of messing up on, like, you're definitely lacking enthusiasm for your future. And with the Lovers in reverse, that could be because you're depressed about some kind of unrequited love that's not working out for you. In a more spiritual sense, it could also simply be the fact that you are falling into some sort of mental paralysis on what you actually are anticipating for your future. And in a spiritual sense, it's just another sign here that for some reason you're failing to meet your anticipations for the future. Alright, so second clarifier, we've got the five of Cups reversed. Same thing, it's sort of, in this context, it's very disappointed. This energy is very disappointed in what your anticipations actually are. So for some reason, you are definitely stuck kind of, I hate to use the word boo-hooing or pouting, but there's definitely a failure of managing to deliberate your own anticipations. And that actually can be heart related. But Five of Cups reverse, leading with those emotions, is part of why you are lacking in this enthusiasm and in this anticipation. And we even have the Moon reversed. So in that context, we're looking at a little bit of trouble with seeing why this is. It might be, it's sort of presenting itself as a mystery, so you understand how you feel, but you're not quite sure why that is. So it's a little disappointing. Something has got you out of a better way of feeling things. So let's move on to the Lovers in reverse. See what kind of clarifiers we get. All reverse cards right now. Sometimes that Moon card in reverse can mean that you're getting over sort of illusion. So as this reading develops, there's a good shot that you will find a way to move past this by shedding some kind of illusion that is causing you to get stuck feeling like this. So the first clarifier for the Lovers reverse, the Ten of Cups reverse. So yeah, there's definitely some tumult with your interpersonal life with some other people who are supposed to be giving you love, other people who are supposed to be emboldening your feelings for the better, for your own happiness. It's not working out very well for some reason. And unfortunately, the mentalism is partly due to lack of enthusiasm for your forward progress. So I don't know if maybe you just feel too heavy from taking care of your family or something, but you don't want to be going from the Lovers reverse to Ten of Cups reverse. That doesn't feel very good. So secondary clarifier, the Hermit in reverse even. Whoa. So there's a failure. There is a failure here to retrospect on what mistakes are causing you to feel this way. So there isn't a lot of validation here that you are being wronged in any way. It's a lot of this is pointing more towards the fact that there's something that you are missing. In the Moon, even though it's in the bottom row, the Moon reverse typically for me as I read it signifies clearing up that illusion. And we're already seeing here that it's starting to read into the idea that the Hermit reverse, that's you not seeing through that. That is you actually getting stuck in those illusions. The Hermit reverse energy is what could aid your complacency in that regard. So it's already evolving into a reading where you are sort of figuring this out. So let's see. Final clarifier for the Lovers in reverse, please. So final clarifier, we have, wow, even the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You're failing to see why this is your fault. And I hate to say it like that, so allow me to elaborate. There is some kind of sort of, and I hate to use the word lazy, but there's some kind of, excuse me. I'm trying to figure out a more optimistic way to say this, but the easy way to say this is that there is some kind of shoddy behavior that you are not reflecting on, and that's leading to some natural consequences. And one of those consequences is the fact that you are missing out on your true desires. Your true anticipations are not working out very well. And it's got a lot of overflow in terms of how you feel with others, how gratified you are with your own personal happiness. And it's sort of paternalized here. You're kind of just stuck letting these feelings lead you. And that's not great. I mean, nobody really wants to feel like this. So let's move on. So 5 of Cups reversed, we're clarified with 6 of Swords reversed. Another reversed energy. So exactly what I was suggesting. You're stuck feeling like this. And part of why you're stuck is you're letting these emotions lead the way. The emotions are what is winding up being primary here, as opposed to you trying to rationalize it in any form. But there is some disappointment here, because if your Eight of Pentacles reverse, a lot of times there has been work done and work achieved, but a lot of times the craftsmanship is shoddy. And there's a lot of times some underhanded dealings going on. So even though it's like you might be receiving material value, a lot of times the true value under the surface is not actually just. It's not actually good. So it's like kind of like scheming and cheating people out of some value. And the Hermit in reverse next to that is a sign that you are not reflecting on how that's affecting your experience and why that's kind of digging you into this hole. And as long as you don't see that, you're going to get stuck with these emotions being very disappointing. And you're even stuck due to the Lovers in reverse. You haven't brought your heart together properly with your mind, your spiritual heart, and your mentalism. And because those aren't working on the same page, what it looks like here is that your emotions, for good or bad, are sort of leading your way on this whole thing. And by not managing to move forward from those feelings, by not being able to stabilize how you feel in that regard with your mind, by kind of some mind over heart in that instance, it just continues the cycle for you. And it makes it very difficult for you to have faith in your anticipations coming true for you. That it makes your desires harder to manifest as you want them to. So let us move on here. It's a tough reading. I'm sorry, it's not a validation reading. It's kind of a healing reading. Right, so secondary clarifier for 5 of Cups reversed, 4 of Pentacles. Sorry, I'm just flipping my card here. Okay, so good. Finally, some upright. This is like your first upright energy. Sort of to what I was saying, you can't just let your emotions in this situation fuel your every decision. Earth is emboldened by water energy. Earth can be emboldened. Your Earth Capricorn sign can be empowered through the energy of water. So, which makes this very dangerous as a reverse 5 of Cups, because it would be very easy for you to be stimulated into being led by these emotions if they really get stuck in your craw. And part of what this is suggesting with the 4 of Pentacles in the upright is it is a call to reground yourself. And when you can ground yourself in that fashion, the first thing that turns around very often is this Lover's card turns around, because you are grounding your mentalism and your spiritual heart together. And that is a way to embrace your own power properly. And it also does take some internal fortitude, which is sort of where the Hermit is coming in here. So it's another call for, if you can ground your energy properly like this. Okay, so essentially, when you're in this 5 of Cups reversed, it matches this Hermit in reverse, because you're letting these feelings cloud your judgment, which is clouding your Hermit judgment. When you can reground yourself and restabilize yourself using a 4 of Pentacles power, that can help the Hermit energy to rectify, to turn around, to become dignified again, which can once again make sure it goes back to serving you properly. And the way it serves you is by allowing you to retroflect accurately on why these things are happening to you, so you can learn from them. It's about learning from your past mistakes, as the Hermit in the upright. But before you can actually start to do that, you actually have to ground your energy again. You can't just let these toxic emotions lead you. You can't let this apathy lead you, or it's going to sort of blind your Hermit capacity. So, very interesting. So, definitely calling you to some material ground. Oh, okay. And as soon as I say that, the Chariot. So, once again, as I was suggesting, this reading is evolving into you seeing what the tribulation is, but then kind of understanding that and growing out of it. So, very heavy to begin with, but then it's fishing into this Moon card, which is a good sign here that you're actually growing out of this, and that's what these cards are suggesting now. 4 of Pentacles is a grounding of your own power. So then what do you do with that power? You get on your Chariot. Whoops, sorry, I kicked my camera. And the Chariot is, it's you embracing this magnification of your strength. It's you taking up your power and acting with it, acting upon it. And you're in the upright, so it is a sign of you taking action. And empowered by your 4 of Pentacles, it's exactly what you need to get onto this Chariot. So something's getting through to you here, it looks like. You're sort of, it seems like something is resonating with you. And it's pretty good, because we're starting out a little heavier, but it looks like we're shaping up here. So I'm going to move on. The Chariot is pretty straightforward. It's a card of action. It's a card of amplifying your strength with methods at your disposal to do so. Like the Chariot rider, they can just run into battle by themselves, but they're empowered when they do it with the Chariot. When they get on their Chariot, they have empowered themselves to take action. And as long as they get on it and take that action, the universe is going to allow them to use that extra power. So it's about using an amplification of power, which is what your 4 of Pentacles provides, is it actually grounds you in your strength. So very interesting. So let's move on to the final set of clarifiers here. So we got the Moon in reverse. So let's see. This is turning into a healing reading, so that's very good. An optimistic one. A good sign that you can turn this around, so that's very good to see. Because not every sign manages to pull that off. A lot of signs get much deeper into the reading and they're still pulling out reverse cards like this, so you're not in a bad spot here. So let's see, clarifiers for the Moon reverse, please. It's getting a little picky, so I'm going to shuffle. If you're so inclined, please make sure that you like the video. Leave a comment on anything that I could do better. Subscribe to the channel. If you're really feeling it, send me a few bucks on PayPal. I would really appreciate that. It makes a huge difference for this whole thing. For being able to eventually expand my setup here. It would be pretty cool to do. So I think I forgot one thing in there, but I'm not gonna worry about it. So let's see here. After shuffling, let's see if I can actually get a card to drop for some clarifiers for you on the moon reversed. It seems to be hiding its intentions here for some reason. Alright, so these two came out, so I'm going to grab them. And we've got the Sun reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed. Ooh. That's actually not very good. Stormy, get out of here. Sorry, my cat's about to screw up my camera. Stormy, you freaking kidding me? Stormy, move it. Get out of here, dude. Alright, dang, so, very strange. Very, very strange, because you were just about to work this up into a much better place, and then you get the Sun reversed, which is a sign of you not following your... Sorry about that. Every time my cat runs under this cord, it flickers a little bit. Okay. I'm going to see if I can get this final clarifier, because these two cards are very tough. I almost want to take them back, honestly. So the final clarifier here, the Strength card. So that's pretty good, but why exactly did you get the Sun reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed? So the Sun reversed is very simply about failing to hold brighter mentalisms and accurate truths. It's about failing to channel accurate truths through your mentalism. When it's in the reverse, you're listening to faulty judgment. You're basing your reality upon things that are not true, on mentalisms that are inaccurate. And if you do that just enough, that can make you start to become very toxic, which is exactly what the Queen of Wands reverse is. It's very toxic energy. It's just very bizarre, because then you've ended up with the Strength card, which is more in line with this Chariot energy, finding your internal strength. So those empower each other very well. But I don't understand why the Sun and the Queen of Wands is here. The Sun reversed is why you are failing in your anticipations for the Two of Wands reversed. And if you're in the Sun reverse energy, that matches the Hermit in the reverse, and it is how you could be led by your emotions. Because when your emotions have toxified, that can empower some negative mentalism. And then the Queen of Wands reversed, toxic energy being sort of a bully. So essentially what I'm seeing here is like, you got to shed the illusion of these negative mentalisms. The Moon reverse is about shedding those illusions, and the Sun in reversed is all about embracing mental illusion, essentially. Not like hallucinations, but it's all about channeling shoddy mentalism. So the message I'm seeing here is you need to, a huge part of what you need to do to heal this is you've got to, once again, it comes down to the Hermit, essentially. You've got to embrace some of the truths about why you're feeling this way. You've got to take up a more responsible set of mental truths, as opposed to like very lazy mentalism. So there's a good sign here, sort of, that the reason that your anticipations are failing you is because those anticipations they're based on something faulty. And with the Queen of Wands next to that, those faulty notions are very likely self-absorbed behavior, toxic self-absorbed behavior. And that is another thing. It's another thing that needs to be shed. It's something that you've got to see within yourself, and you've got to sit with it, and you've got to accept it. If you want to feel better than some of this energy, if you actually want to be able to believe in your own anticipations and your own desires, then you've got to shed this toxic self-centered behavior to a certain extent, is what this is suggesting. And the way you do that is you have to have the courage within you to face those things. And you have to stabilize your power, ground your power, so you can properly see the truth in your retrospection, so you can move on from letting these emotions dictate your path. And a lot of this is simply about embracing your own power to do this. And if you can do that, you can rectify a lot of this energy and obtain a different happiness for yourself, and actually be able to have a more optimistic outlook on where your anticipations can take you. If you can rectify this energy, you can actually feel confident that you can achieve your desires. You don't have to feel complacent or stagnant about being able to get what you want, about being able to manifest the happiness that you're looking for. It's going to require some internal strength and fortitude. It's going to require some grounding of your own internal capacity. And you're going to have to really take the step up here to embrace those qualities to make this difference. And if you can do that, there's a good shot you can shed some of this illusion, some of the shoddy mentalism that is kind of keeping you trapped here. There's better quality of mind that you can be thinking, but you got to make sure that you move on from letting these emotions lead your way. You've got to move on from that. So I think I've kind of driven the point home. It's pretty straightforward here. So I hope that this helped. I hope that you can figure this out, and take care. Good luck. Find your happiness.